Know that we have moved into an entirely new alternate timeline. We won. Yes, we did. Yes, that's exactly what happened. Eternal love got us. Yeah, that's exactly. Spirit said truth. That's exactly what happened. We won. We shifted this timeline into the timeline that it needed to be shifted into collectively. Like, we did this as the masses. We shifted this timeline into what it needed to be in order for it to not be the destructive, deceptive, dark timeline it would have been if we hadn't have collectively had done this. Thank you. Hello, Lynette. Thank you for pouring into me, by the way. Thank you, Mars, and thank you, Lynette. I don't know if I said that over on YouTube, but thank you for your donation. Seriously, thank you. And y'all, I apologize that my energy isn't like as boisterous as it normally is. I am also super fatigued, just because collectively, we are working through some, they said not working through, alchemizing enemy's energy for the additions to this timeline. So we are alchemizing, we are purging out low vibrational energy. We talked about this over on YouTube. We are purging out low vibrational energy and integrating and alchemizing the enemy's energy for advancements within the timeline that we are currently residing in. Yes, if you were wondering, and let me explain to you how this works. It is now our energy because of the currents of chi, currency, that was placed upon us, not making it to a certain level to where that was in itself the enemy visualizing us reaching that level. And anything that was put into keeping us from not reaching that level has just been added to our energy, aka inner chi. Inner chi. Energy. Energy, E-N-E-R-G-Y. Inner chi, I-N-N-E-R-C-H-I. Inner chi. Currency or anything directed, currents of chi, currents of energy directed towards us in order to keep us from advancing, only assisted in manifesting that outcome. The outcome that they did not want, any individual that was grouped up against us collectively did not want us to see, but in that sense, they were visualizing that reality. So we are currently alchemizing the energy directed towards us that we are alchemizing into the position that others had already been visualizing us in. They just wanted to stop us from reaching that level. And let me, if you were like, whoa, wait a second, what does that mean? Let me explain it to you. Thank you, Lion Spirit Channeler. Thank you for pouring into me, and know that you're going to receive it back infinitely in all the ways that God deems necessary for every experience that is a part of the timeline that you and we are currently in. So we're going to get into it with Trump. The antics, I know, listen, I don't normally get into politics because I view it in a certain way, but I'm looking at energy. Look at it this way. Trump and the antics that were thrown out into the masses evoked fear, but also celebration, to where individuals that were idolizing him were pouring their energy into him winning. They did not see any other outcome. When they looked at Trump, they visualized him winning, like they already saw him as winning. Trump himself saw himself as already won. He was already talking about what he was going to do with him winning before he even won. Like there was no other option for him. He had solidified in his mind that was the outcome he was going to have. And then he used intention and attention in order to assist in his energetic elevation, because even with the fear, let me explain it to you. Because fear is a very, very strong energy as well. Which is why so many voodoo practitioners will try to evoke fear in order for you to manifest the illusion and you succumb to it, which we elevate beyond. But all those individuals that were afraid of him winning, that energy spoke to the universe that he had already won. Therefore, even the individuals that were afraid of him winning or that were attempting to stop him from winning only assisted in manifesting that outcome. How Trump won the presidency is an example of how the masses' energy will shift timelines and manifest a certain outcome, whether you want it or not. But it's all about you perceiving that outcome as a high probability, as it already happening. Just like when you're like, man, I really don't want a ticket. I really don't want a ticket. I really don't want a ticket. And then you get a ticket and you're like, I said I didn't want this. Your energy was telling the universe you were open to receiving that. Instead of saying, if you shift it in a way where you're like, I'm good to park here. Nothing is going to happen to my car. I'm good to park here. I'm great to park here. This is a perfect parking spot. You saying that, you come back to your car, there's no ticket. Because guess what? It was a perfect parking spot for you in that time. Where the individual that normally would have come around in order to give somebody a ticket that had been there too long wasn't there that day. They might have gotten sick. They might have called out early. Maybe they took a longer lunch. It's the way that you perceive your experiences, and that's what you solidify your reality. That's how you solidify your realities. I know it's going to sound counterintuitive, but that's how you solidify your reality's experiences. The reason I say it like that is because your reality is based off of how you anticipate certain experiences. That's why I say your reality's experiences, because reality is very malleable. It's all about your perception of what you are going to experience. That's why I had to say it like that, because it does sound counterintuitive, but when you understand energy, you understand why Trump won, and you understand why certain individuals manifest themselves into a certain position. Why certain individuals seem to have everything work out in their favor, and it's because without a shadow of a doubt, they see it that way. It's the same with certain artists. Logic didn't see himself as not being a rapper. There are certain individuals like Eminem. There was no other route for Eminem to take. Like, it was, I want this so bad that I'm willing to continually do it even though I'm not being supported. Like, I believe in myself that much. Where when you believe in yourself this much and your haters believe that you are going to succeed because of what your energy is speaking, they only add to it. And that is what your enemies did. And that is the energy we are currently alchemizing. Is you believed you were going to receive justice. You believed you were going to receive this inheritance. You believed you were going to receive this, they said not believed you were going to, that you had. It was already a part, it was inevitable. In the same way, I gotta use it. In the same way, Trump knew he was gonna win. Like, there was no other probability in his fucking mind. He was like, nah, I won. This is how you need to look at your experience. Because if we're looking at even certain artists, G-Eazy, no matter how many times he had been rejected, said, no, I'm winning. Like, I'm a rapper, and I'm going to do this until everybody looks at me like I am a rapper. If you look at the beginning of Dax's self-proclaimed music videos, he goes, I will keep saying that I am the greatest until we both believe it. That is the beginning of Dax's, I'll have to post it on my community board on YouTube, but that is the beginning of self-proclaimed, I believe it's 2, his music video for him manifesting his way into success because of his connection to the divine and his belief system in himself. Where without a shadow of a doubt, I believe I am the greatest, and I'm going to keep saying it until we both believe it. In the same way that I gotta keep using it. I know there are not individuals that are very excited about this, but this is literally a display of how important your attention and intention is how Donald Trump won. The belief system and his tactics that got him attention, and where your intention goes, your energy flows. And this is why I don't want any of you guys holding the fear that I've been feeling, like the fear, the sadness, and the anxiousness, and the aggravation and irritation that has been flowing throughout the matrix, the simulation, with the fact that he won. Don't even look at it like listen, that is irrelevant. Like, his position as a president is irrelevant to your experience in this moment, with how powerful your energy is and how we can collectively continue to shift this timeline that we are in. I will tell you, and I know it doesn't feel like it, but this is the timeline we were meant to be in for the highest vibrational benefit of us. I know it doesn't feel like it. The Matrix wants you to look at it as though this is the worst thing and feed your energy to manifesting a certain outcome. Don't do that. Don't even look at the fucking Matrix right now. Don't even look at the simulation. Yes, Trump winning shows what timeline we are on. The good is winning. I know it doesn't look like that, but believe me, it is. Believe me, we are on the timeline that is going to lead to the highest benefit of all. Don't even look at this individual. I'm telling you, he knows energy. He's not as dim-witted as he may play off being. He used certain tactics in order to manifest a certain outcome, where we have completely shifted the prediction of The Simpsons. when it pertains to what they intended this timeline to us, what they intended for us to manifest when it pertained to certain timelines. Again, I don't want you to look at these individuals, because I know there are a lot of individuals looking and going, well, is him being elected putting us in a position in our highest vibrational timeline? Don't look at his fucking ass. Every time there has been somebody elected that we have cried over or gotten emotional about, we have been just fine. Focus on you right now, not on who the fuck is in the White House. I'm just using him as an example because he knows energy and he used this to his advantage. At the same time, he was a part of our timeline. Y'all realize that, right? Even though there was energy and intention on him, they are puppets, yes. We had shifted this into a timeline to where all of that has to follow our lead. Shit is moving because we have manifested this timeline. He is in our timeline. Yes, he used energy to manifest himself in a certain position, but that position is in our timeline. And I'm gonna be honest, Donald Trump is he's a Gemini, and he's loud, he's mouthy, and he's somebody who knows how to get attention. He knows how to keep emotions elevated. And now is not the time to be feeding our energy to the matrix. But what I will say is, if there are secrets, he'll probably blab about them. We Geminis are really good at that. Like, if there's something going on and he feels like it's gonna get attention, he gonna say some shit. That, again, is besides the point. I'm just telling you how these energies and the position of power they hold means nothing when it pertains to the masses and us working together. I don't want y'all to succumb to a lower vibrational experience because of what it may appear to be. We are actually in the timeline we are supposed to be in. This is a timeline we fought very hard for. Exactly. Listen, because there are things, Trevor, I wasn't going to get into it, but when you read energy, when you look at these two individuals, and I know they're going to be, some of you don't want to hear this, but when you look at energy, I got to get into it. Kamala Harris, charming face. Somebody who would be very good at hiding secrets and following the rules when it pertains to what's in it for them. Where Trump being kind of like a cannonball, like a wild energy, this is somebody who's going to be harder to control, especially when they are getting attention and energy from what they're exposing. So again, we're in the timeline we're supposed to be in, because I am a Gemini. I would know with the way that I have also been speaking on things that shouldn't be revealed, but I am revealing it to where you're able to affect and influence more energies when you're giving the truth, when you're speaking on it. And that in itself is jaw-dropping. That in itself is, it piques the soul's curiosity. So with this energy being elected, again, I don't want any of you to hold fear, because like I said, this is the timeline we're supposed to be in. This is what's going to lead to us having a prosperous, elevated experience. So trust that right now, trust in the process. Exactly. Look at energy. Look at these two individuals. And like I said, I'm not going to keep going into it, but y'all know with reading energy how intention and attention can influence a timeline. And right now it's imperative to be focusing on the timeline that other individuals did not want you to experience, but in that sense, they assisted in ascending you into that timeline to where we're experiencing what it is so many individuals knew was coming but wanted to keep us from it, which is a position of power. And maintaining balance as we're purging out old timelines. The timelines that our energy is no longer, the timelines where our energy is no longer a match to. It's no longer acceptable for any of our high vibrational energy to exist within timelines that are not elevated to our level. And what I mean by that is any timeline to where you don't win because of where your belief system is and where others have believed you to be. Just like individuals that feared, like I said, Donald Trump getting elected, only were viewing him as winning. They were afraid of him winning, and that in itself put him in a position to win because they manifested that timeline. To where any individual that was afraid or angry that you were winning, you were succeeding, they were praying for your downfall, sending you evil eye, paying their currents of chi, currents of chi, in order to be an obstacle in your reality, only added to what you have ascended into. Like, look at, literally, y'all, look at it. Yes, negative energy is still energy, but it's not just negative energy. It's the intensity of attention, that the focus on you not receiving only puts you in a position to receive. Like I said, when you are continuously telling yourself, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this to happen, it happens, does it not? Every single time. Where you're like, man, I don't want a bill to show up today. I don't know why I feel like a bill is going to show up today. I don't want a bill to show up today. And all of a sudden you check your mail and there's like 8 bills in there. Instead, look at it 2 different ways. Instead of being like, I don't want a bill to be in there, if you were in the energy of, I'm financially free. I am financially free. And then you find a $20 bill on the ground because your energy is just speaking to the universe what it is you want, to be financially free. Therefore, there's going to be a way made for you to be financially free. Where any individual that was up against you, exactly, the universe does not recognize the difference. When you say, like, y'all really got to watch The Secret or read The Secret, because when you emanate a certain energy, you're going to attract that outcome. And these individuals that were like, I don't want to see the collective succeed. I don't want to see the collective get money. I don't want to see the collective be stable. I don't want to see the collective be loved. We're putting it out into the universe that this is what they were perceiving. That is the energy they were directing, and it only added to you experiencing that state of being, that experience. You experiencing that timeline to where you already believed you were exactly the teachings of Abraham Hicks as well, and Neville Goddard, as well as quantum physics and quantum mechanics. This is how malleable the simulation is. So any individual that thought that their opposition was going to be an obstacle assisted in ascending you into this timeline. Exactly, the vortex. Y'all already get it. So in the way that we have overcome, like if you had adhered to that timeline, if you said, okay, then I'm not going to receive this, I'm not going to have this, you would, that's the crazy thing about this though, this is how touchy energy is if you had believed, without a shadow of a doubt, you weren't going to have this happen, it would have never manifested for you. But because you believed without a shadow of a doubt, this is your destiny, that timeline opened up to where all of this energy directed your way, that you overcame, you evolved from, and you ascend, that you used to ascend, put you in this timeline. So this is why, because when you are speaking out into the universe or speaking up against a certain energy, your subconscious doesn't know the difference. So if you are negatively gossiping about somebody, your subconscious perceives you as talking about yourself. Therefore, you are emanating that energy of the experiences you yourself want to have, or how you yourself want to be seen. Yet the energy directed towards somebody where it's not a vibratory match to, it will be made a vibratory match. I hope y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. So if somebody's like, I don't want to see you succeed, that is their energy speaking out into their own timeline. They're not going to succeed. While that energy being directed towards you hits a brick wall, because it's like, okay, that doesn't adhere to your belief system. That doesn't adhere to your timeline. Therefore, it must be corrected in order to adhere. So instead of this energy coming at you and knocking you out of your alignment to where you're like, oh, okay, I'm not receiving this, it added to your energy to where it's like, okay, this being corrected, this energy being directed towards me, I'm going to use it. But instead of using it for my own downfall, I'm going to use it for my elevation, where I believe that I am stable. I believe that I am abundant. I believe that I am unconditionally lovable, that I am lovable and I am unconditionally loving. Therefore, this energy being directed my way has to elevate to my experience. It must be corrected in that way. And this is what we have done to this, just like the energy directed towards, I'm tired of using him as an example. Let's use, who else was super hated for a while, but use that energy to elevate? Lady Gaga. Let's use Lady Gaga, to where everything that was directed her way in order to break down her self-concept, in order to make her insecure, in order to put her in a position to where she would not be successful. Like, one of the things she said was her ex-boyfriend continuously told her that she was like a loser and that she'd never make it. With her self-concept, that energy could not adhere. Anything directed towards her could not adhere to her. Exactly. We'll use Tesla. Everybody said Tesla and Einstein were crazy. That energy could not adhere because of their belief system. Therefore, it shifted in their favor. We have alchemized, this is what it means to be a true alchemist. We have alchemized the intentions directed our way because these intentions were masking these energies' belief system about what we are capable of, and it assisted in our elevation. Because they believed they said they wanted, hold on. The best way to explain this is, these individuals are like, I want them to fail. I want them to never reach this, because they believed it was possible. The underlying belief was that you were going to achieve this, and that was why there was so much adversity. In the same way, the energies that held fear for Trump succeeding, it was a fear of him actually winning. Instead of putting that energy towards Kamala Harris and picturing her winning and saying, oh, she's gonna win, instead of being hell-bent on this individual winning, there was so much fear around Trump winning. That was what assisted in his ascension. That's what assisted in putting him in this position. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Because I hope you are. Exactly. Law of attraction. Any energy, any adversity that worked against you, they worked against you because they believed that you were going to have this, which only elevated you into the timeline to where you have this. It's not that they didn't believe you were unworthy. It's that they knew that you were going to get it. And you knew that you were going to get it. Exactly. They couldn't stop talking about him. They couldn't stop thinking about him. Just like your enemies can't stop talking about you. They can't stop thinking about you. They can't stop looking at you. Therefore, all of that energy is only being used to elevate you. Thank you, Karma. Thank you, Karma, for your November. Thank you for pouring into me, and know that you're going to receive it back infinitely in November. You better claim it in all the ways that is necessary for the timeline you are in and the elevation you have reached. The revelations that you have had, the elevation you have reached, and the evolution you have gone through. That's what they just said. Exactly. The haters think they are hurting you, but really they are helping you. Thank you, Keeper. Thank you, Keeper. Thank you, Lindy. Thank you, GMV. Thank you, GMV. Thank you, Lindy. Thank you, the Keeper. Who else did I miss? I appreciate you so very much. Hello. Welcome in. What do you need help with? What's going on? Thank you, Nanette. I'm sorry, you guys. I'd be so deep in the chat. The channel, to where I look up and I feel like I'm missing stuff, and I am. But I'm trying to make sure that you guys get this message. To where your enemies are not to be feared, it's to be anticipated with how you are able to ascend with the energetic adversity that's actually adding to your experience. Any enemy that you have ever had, your inner me, you shedding that skin to where you were in alignment with their energy, only like once you ascended beyond that experience with your enemy, aka your inner me, their energy was used to elevate you. That's all it has been doing. Don't fear any of your enemies. These energies have only added, like I said, to the experience that you knew you were going to have without a shadow of a doubt, because it's all about your intention. If you align with their intentions for you, it will manifest in your experience because you believe that it will. But if you believe without a shadow of a doubt, what you are meant to experience is abundance, financial freedom, making the biggest impact in this realm that you can, being a star, like whatever it is that you truly believe is a part of your destiny, it is. What your soul has aligned to, you are meant to experience. And your enemies believe it too, which adds to that belief manifesting, because that belief in itself, that intention and attention is energy. And where your intention and attention is, that's where energy flows. And where was your enemy's attention? Where were each of these individuals, what were they focused on? Not their own life, not their own elevation, not their own relationships. You. If it was focused on your money, guess what? You getting, I can't make this shit up. Y'all just saw me, you getting money. If this was focused on your stability, you're getting stability. But it's all about your belief system. Like, for example, I believe, like I said in the previous live, I believe that I am a goddess. I know that I am beautiful. I'm not saying that egotistically. Like, I'm not being like, ooh la la. Like, no. I know that I love my vessel. I love my form. Now, other individuals have repeatedly attempted to direct energy my way for me to manifest my form being different, to where they make certain commentary. Like, for example, a lot of individuals over on YouTube want to be like, you look like a man. Because they want me to believe that I look like a man, so I manifest me looking like a man. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is if I believed in what they were telling me, that belief would have manifested that outcome. In the same way that individuals may be directing you certain energy by starting a smear campaign, gossiping, slander, defamation. YouTube comments are wild. But listen, it only lets me know what these energies are attempting to attack. And it only adds to how I'm elevating. Where, like, what I am pouring that energy into, and it's not in the belief system they want me to have about myself. Same goes for you. And if it's not commentary, if it's not just commentary, certain situations within your physical reality to where you can succumb to a lower vibrational timeline if you accept that outcome. Like I said, you get bills in the mail and you're like, well, fuck, I guess I'm just gonna have to keep spending my money. Like, and then all of a sudden, you manifest that outcome for yourself. All of a sudden, you are continuously putting your abundance towards what you don't want to put it towards. Instead of shifting your mentality and going, I am in a timeline where I am financially free. I am financially free. I'm not even going to worry about this. I'm not going to stress about it. And all of a sudden, things start playing out in a way that puts you in a position to be financially free. Because you're emanating that energy. You don't accept any less. So any individual that's even looking at you and going, I want them to be broke. I will pay good money to make sure that they don't get money. Like, any individual doing that, focusing on you, praying for your downfall with your belief system, it shifts in your favor. Because they believe that you are abundant. That's why they want to affect your money. They believe that you are attractive. That's why they want to affect you with glamour magic and hoobly joobly. They believe that you are lovable. That's why they want to make you feel unlovable. But all of this energy will only work in your favor with this you being an alchemist and you being able to transmute this energy with where your vibration is. In the same way that any individual that has been heavily hated, that is in a position of grandeur, in a position of success, did not let that hate affect them to where they started to believe it. Instead, they took it and they said, I'm going to elevate with this. I'm going to make y'all even more mad because I'm just becoming even more successful. Like, that didn't change their belief system in their destiny. They said, throw it at me. I don't give a fuck. This is where you need to be at, where nothing can stop you. Like, how bad do you want your dream reality? How bad do you want your highest vibrational timeline experience? Because if you want it bad enough, nothing can stop you. Literally nothing. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can get in the way of you and the experience you know without a shadow of a doubt you're going to have. You don't know how you're going to get there, but you're getting there. You already got there. You're already there. Your steps are being laid out for you to experience this timeline. Because any energy that has reached the level of success that they have believed in the fucking self more than anybody else. They knew they were going to do it way before they ever did. Any individual that won the lottery said, I knew it. I knew that I won the lottery. Not I was gonna win. It wasn't that they were, I want it. No, they said, I won it. I knew that I had won. I just knew it. I felt it. Every fiber of my being said I won. That's what I want y'all in this moment to feel. You won because you have. You are in the timeline where you win. You are in the timeline where you are financially free. You are in the timeline where nobody can stop your dream reality. Nobody. When you are looking at your circumstances and you're going, this is all it's ever going to be, that's the timeline you're solidifying. That's the reality that you are going to experience. I look at my reality and I go, even on when I'm feeling like balls, when I'm feeling like, man, okay, shit's getting tight. I don't allow that to dictate where I know that I am being led and what my destiny has been, how my destiny has been laid out. I go, okay, I'm being tested. My resolve is being tested. Even today, with the amount of energy I felt and how tired I am, I still said, no, I need to go deliver these messages, no matter how tired I am. I need to go alert the Galactic Golden Nuggets to what's going on. And I also need to understand that everything that I am integrating, everything that I am alchemizing is only for my highest vibrational benefit. Because I know that I'm supposed to be here right now, talking to y'all. Making sure that you see through the illusion of the simulation. Thank you, John. Thank you, the keeper. Wait, somebody else. Excuse me. Sorry, I just ate a banana before I came over here. Thank you, GMV, for the teddy bear. Seriously, thank you. And again, I apologize for my energy not being like all the way up here, you guys. I am also alchemizing and integrating new energy along with you with the new timeline that we are in. So just bear with me, because I'm trying to get y'all motivated. I'm trying to get y'all inspired with what's going on, because setting this intention and walking into the 1111 portal is going to further shift your experience in your favor more than it ever has before. It is a heavier day because there are individuals, massive, thousands, hundreds of thousands of individuals that are angry, that are upset, that are depressed, that are hurt at what happened. So we're intuitively sensing all of this energy in the ethers as we're alchemizing our adversary's energy that was directed towards us, that slingshotted us into this timeline. We are literally in our dream reality. We are in the highest vibrational timeline that we could be in. And there are a lot of individuals that don't fully understand that's what happened. They're looking at the Matrix and what appeared in the Matrix, and they're upset. They're upset that this experience did not align with their intention. But it's because their intention was actually focused on an adverse outcome. In the same way, your enemies, we are also feeling these energies go through a state of mourning because their intention only manifested this high vibrational experience for those that they were directing it towards, to where they did not, that was not the intention they intended to have. And they're realizing now what has occurred, that they're in a timeline that doesn't match with the timeline that we are in. And if you are feeling tired, fatigued, and overwhelmed and heavy emotions, it's because of the massive shift that was made. We got 10 of Cups. Like I said, this is the highest vibrational timeline we could be in. This was what we were betting on being in. This was what we had quantum leaped collectively into. And it took the world moving in waves for all of us to have moved into this timeline. It has nothing to do with what's going on in the Matrix. It's all about energy. And where our energy has been, where our attention and intention has been focused is where the planet has moved. How we've shifted Mama Gaia. So again, if you are feeling upset today, I want you to stop looking at the Matrix. I want you to stop pouring your energy into anything other than your dream reality. Anything other than the timeline you wish to experience. Because we are in an alternate timeline. We are literally, like, I'm not playing with you. If you look up, I believe it's is it the Schumann resonance? The vibrations within the planet, you can see where we shifted. There is a spike that shows where we have shifted this timeline, where we shifted into an alternate reality. And everything is just catching up with us now that we are in this timeline, and we are releasing what cannot adhere to this timeline. So instead of looking at the Matrix and manifesting an outcome for another individual and adding to their experience, I want you focused on your own. Especially, we've got 4 days until the 1111 portal. Good. Allow yourself to go through a healing experience that is most comfortable for you. Now is the time to do it. We are purging what is necessary before this 1111 portal. And it's 322. Confirmation. I just looked down. We are purging what no longer is meant to adhere to the timeline we are in with the energy we have elevated into. Again, I know that for those of you that are in alignment with the Galactic Federation, you've already received this message where we have closed out a cycle. Not just collectively, not just the souls incarnate on this planet. Cosmically, planetarily and cosmically, there has been a cycle closed out with how we've advanced. This is a great thing. 144, you already know. This is a great thing. This is the timeline we were betting on, because this is the timeline where anything is possible and everything is possible, and light workers are moved into a position of authority, leadership, like success. Light workers are finally receiving what is due. That's the timeline we're in. And 5, unconditional love. Let me not forget unconditional love. Spirit coming out with the 2 of Cups. We are in the timeline where more unions than have ever been before are coming together, as well as soul tribe members. Soul tribe members are connecting in the physical. We got 5 of Staves that tried to pop out with the 5 of Cups. There's been enough there. Those of you resonating with this message, you know there's been a split. I'm sorry, these channels are coming in so quick, and like I said, I'm tired, so I'm trying to keep up with what the divine is trying to tell me. We have gone through another split. Dolores Cannon actually prophesized this. She didn't go as in depth as Spirit has given me channels for, to how there are multiple splits, because there are multiple timelines that are being pulled in. There are multiple ways that this planet could go, and we are collectively being guided to pull this planet into the highest vibrational timeline we can, with us stepping into our highest vibrational timelines, which in turn will continuously split these timelines, this world, with those that are moving through these timelines in a... This sounds so bad, because I don't want... It is kind of like the rapture, but I don't want anybody to feel as though they got left behind or are getting left behind. There are programs, divine programs set in place in order to make sure that those moving into the new world are first and foremost ready to experience it, and secondly, have released anything that would have adhered corrupted timelines to the new one, that would have brought forth anything that could contaminate the new timelines. So this is why there are levels of split, because there are different energies moving through this exactly at a slower pace, different paces, to see who is actually ready to move into the highest vibrational timeline. And the reason there are splits is because if you move too quickly, you will go into soul shock, where your vessel will be unable to fully catch up to your soul energy, to where it would negatively impact your vessel. So there are different timelines you move through, so that you are able to acclimate to each level up, to each timeline that is more high vibrational than the one before. So there are multiple splits, but each split is a higher vibrational level. So where we're moving from a corrupted timeline, we're moving from a timeline of chaos, illusion, like Neptune energy Pisces. We're moving from chaos, destruction, distortion, dystopian type of experience, glamour, illusions, deception, corruption. But you can't just immediately jump from that timeline to heaven on earth, because you would be unable to physically acclimate to that new energy. You would not be able to hold that much light if you don't move through these levels. So even the planet is going through these splits. Like the planet is going through an ascension in that way, where we are going through waves, like a new awakened starseed. I know that if I had awakened and jumped to this level I'm at right now, but I would have lost my fucking mind. I probably would have taken myself out, because I wouldn't understand what the fuck going on, bro. I'd be like, I know all this knowledge, I'm feeling all this energy, like it would have been crazy. It would have been wild. So I had to go through, just like you, baby, you had to go through waves of awakening, waves of deaths and rebirths. So has this planet. And all those that are awakening are going through the waves, where there are individuals that are still seeing the world as corrupted, because that's the timeline they're in. Y'all see what I'm saying? There are still individuals that feel like the world is ending and it's a bad world, it's dark, it's horrible, but it's because that's the timeline they're in. Our enemies are in the split. There are some that are going through, I won't say enemies, but individuals that were adversaries, opposition, are in these splits to where they're being guided to ascend, but some individuals have chosen not to. And that energy that has been directed our way must align with the timeline we are in. Because that corrupted energy cannot come into this high vibrational timeline that we have shifted. Therefore, this energy, in order to have access to the timeline we are in, must be able to adhere to it. So those intentions have only elevated us into an further into our ascended, evoluted, as y'all say would say, position. Those of you this message is for, you get it. You can't just jump from one stage in life. You can't go from a baby to an adult in like 2 days. That you wouldn't understand shit. Can you imagine a baby all of a sudden being an adult with the mentality of a baby, but then having all of the responsibilities of an adult? That would be a bad time. This baby would not want to. This baby would be like, no. Where are my parents? What is this? Like nothing would have been ready to be in the timeline we are in if it had moved that quickly, including us. Because we in this new timeline are like a new baby in this new energy, where we are still getting used to this new timeline and all that comes with it. So anything that is being directed our way is going through a purification process to where it's adhering to this timeline. And we are currently alchemizing the energy that's coming through in the highest vibrational state that it can, that is able to adhere to our energy. So again, those of you that message is for, you understand the splits. You understand the alternate timelines that have been moved through, and how our energy, our enemies, adversaries is what I will call them. Because we really shouldn't have enemies at this point. They're just experiences. You understand that with your adversaries, that energy, your experience with them, it changed when you evolved, when you ascended. When you shifted timelines, when you changed energy, when you shifted and you became more than you ever were before, that energy could not follow you in the way that you were experiencing it before. Therefore, your experience with your adversaries changed. And instead of them being adversaries, it was just an addition to the experience that you had been divinely guided to have with your ascension process. Exactly. So lower vibrational souls cannot adhere to this new timeline until they go through the purification process, which they are looking at it like judgment. Yes, if you are exhausted, if you are exhaustion to the T and body aches, welcome to your new world. You're experiencing ascension symptoms. No, I have never been on the Dr. Phil show, but if he ever wanted to invite me, hey, Dr. Phil, I'd love to have a conversation. But I would love to have a conversation with the guy that runs Mind Valley. I want to talk to his ass. I want to talk to the man that runs Mind Valley. I would also like to talk to Jay Shetty, because I feel like Jay Shetty is a life coach, but he's also somewhat spiritual. I'm interested in his opinion. I thought about working with him before because he's running a class. He does a school. But I'm not paying what the fuck he's asking right now. Listen. Once I get this abundance, and yeah, maybe I'll take a few Jay Shetty courses from the Jay Shetty school or the Mind Valley school. But I want to talk. Yes, I want to talk to Bashar too. Oh my, the conversations, the channels that would come through would be insane. I think talking to Bashar would be the highlight of my existence. I really do. If you are feeling low vibrational, you are just transmuting energy. They said no. You are purging out energy from lower level timelines that you have currently separated from. If you're feeling low, you're feeling insecurity or doubt, you're just purging it. Do not succumb to that emotion or that energy. Release it in a healthy way, and then hold on. I was gonna say, and then do something to raise your vibration, like singing and dancing. But they said, and then go into hermit to accept your new reality. Don't force yourself to be positive. Let it flow through you. That's they've never just like stopped me and corrected me like that. That felt, they said it is imperative so you don't send your soul through soul shock with this new energy. Take your time. That is why it's imperative for you to know what you're experiencing. If you are sleepy, if you are feeling exhausted, welcome to your new I just said that. Welcome to your new timeline. You are going through an ascension process, they said it's not just you. Worldwide, the world is going through an ascension because of the timeline that it has been pulled into. There are those that have not moved into this timeline that are going to be reacting to your energy differently because you have. If you are feeling these symptoms, you are in your new reality. You are in an alternate timeline where people are going to be looking at you as the alternate version of you. You are going to be experiencing this timeline differently than those that are in the opposing timeline. So it's like we are side by side with individuals that aren't living this timeline, and you're going to see it. You're going to know that they're not in this timeline. Exactly. We're walking through an entirely different reality where there are individuals you're going to be able to read immediately that they're not in this timeline because you're not going to resonate with shit fuck they say or how they're moving or how their energy speaks to you. There are individuals where you're going to rub them the wrong way and they're going to rub you the wrong way because you're not on the same timeline anymore. You're in two different realities, but you're sitting side by side. You're in the same house. Believe me, you know what? That makes sense because for the most part, the energies that live here, like, we don't associate with each other, but like anytime I see them, and it's a rarity because for the most part they're like not here, but when there's that off day, where I won't say off day, but when they're like, it's a rarity that I see them. But when I see them, like the roommates that live here or the other housemates that rent the environment that I'm in, when we see each other, and like I said, it's a rarity, it's like we're not even there. Like, they'll walk right past me, I'll walk right past them. And it's weird because it's like, I'm just now realizing we don't acknowledge each other. We really don't. Like, I just realized that I'm sorry, y'all. I just had this epiphany where I'm like, we literally just walk right past each other, don't even notice. Like, I'm trying to think of the last time I had a conversation with any of these individuals, and I don't remember the last time. And I'm realizing now it's because they're in an entirely different timeline than I'm in. So our energy is clashing. And not in a negative way, it's just like we're magnets repelling each other. So if you have neighbors that used to say hi to you and all of a sudden they just don't, if you had people at your job that, you know, used to want to associate with you, talk to you, and all of a sudden, like, they're just, like, not there, like, they're not ignoring you, like, your energy is just different. You're in an entirely different experience where you may even be guided to leave that job. Like, I literally told the divine yesterday, I knew that I was moving, and it felt soon. Like, it just feels like this environment, like, I love this space, it's beautiful, but it just feels like it feels different. Okay, so those of you that are having, today is the day. We're in an entirely different experience. We're in an entirely different reality. And if you are feeling this where you know you're going to move, you're moving. Because the energy that you're in is aligned to an environment that is going to be of your highest vibrational experience. Because that's what your energy is speaking. Thank you, Pursuina! Thank you, Pursuina, for your donation, and know that you're going to receive it back as many-fold as God deems necessary for the elevated experience you have ascended into. You're moving right now? I'm seeing quite a few of you told somebody today, I'm moving. You're in a new timeline, and you're like, got a blast, like Jimmy Neutron. So if you know that you're supposed to be moving, or like you are in the process of moving, welcome to your new timeline. Your experiences are about to elevate to where your energy is at in your new timeline, in your new environment. Some of you got a promotion. You're about to change careers. Like, you know this change is coming because you're in it. You are in the change. The change has happened. Oh, Francisco! Thank you, Francisco, and thank you, Mars. Thank you, Mars, for pouring into me, and thank you, Francisco, for pouring into me. Know that you're going to receive it back infinitely in all the ways that God deems necessary for your elevated experience that you have ascended into. And all that is necessary when it pertains to the abilities being activated for this experience. If you are going through ascension symptoms, you have elevated to where I knew it with the sun here. You have elevated to where you're being enhanced in every area necessary for the level that you have ascended into. And the energy that was directed your way is only enhancing your abilities, because other individuals that tried to make you appear to be crazy, like we talked about over on YouTube, any individual that wanted you to look crazy knew that you had these intuitive abilities, these high priest abilities. They only enhanced them with their own belief system. Any attempt to make you appear to be crazy only added to your intuition, because they truly believe. This is why they tried to make you appear to be crazy, because they knew. I love you too. I love you, eternal love goddess. I love you guys. That happened. Listen, if you're resonating with this, the only reason they tried to start this smear campaign, they tried to defame and discredit you, is because they knew. They knew that you could see right through them. They knew that if these abilities had been built upon, you would have used them in order to assist others in a way where they would not be able to fool anybody with what they were attempting to do with you. Because of how many individuals would be influenced by your energy and your intuitive abilities, and how many individuals would be helped, would be elevated, their soul would be saved. All those that had once believed your opposition are now looking at your energy differently. They're now looking at you differently, because your enemies, your adversaries, assisted in your gifts enhancing throughout this ascension. In any attempt that was made to attack your abilities, it only enhanced them, to the point where any individual that believed your adversaries and your enemies are now looking at them for exactly what it is they are. Big fat fucking liars. Hoobly jubilees. Anything that these energies put their own energy towards destroying, deterring you from, or shifting perspective about you receiving or you being has only enhanced it. You are in the timeline where you are whatever you say you are. Eminem energy. You are everything. You are the infinite. Therefore, you understand your energy is being used to not only integrate lower vibrational energy directed in its most high vibrational fashion, but also adhering that energy to the world, to where you're shifting timelines not just for yourself and assisting in the ascension. You're not only shifting timelines for yourself, but you're assisting in the ascension of all those that come in contact with your energy because of what's been revealed about you. Go Chosen, you already know. 144, and I think I just spit a little bit. Sorry. 444 in the chat right now. Let me put on some lip gloss. Hold up. I got this from the dollar store. Or Family Dollar. It's actually absolutely wonderful. It's a lip oil from LA Colors. It is so cute. And it's funny because it's got gold flakes in it. Well, they're like little fake gold flakes, I'm pretty sure, because I'm pretty sure Family Dollar would not have real gold flakes in this lip gloss. It's called Sweetie. But the reason this is relevant is because a lot of this energy that has been integrated within this realm that we have alchemized, we've integrated and alchemized, we've turned to gold. Abundant, prosperous, resilient energy. And these gold flakes are within us. We are galactically golden. I had to bring it back to that because y'all know nothing is a coincidence. Thank you. Who said that? Hold on. Thank you, Goddess Monet. Thank you, Goddess Monet. Thank you. The fucking magician. Thank you for sharing the live. Who sent the galaxy? I need to see. Thank you, Sahamina. Sahamina. Confirmation that there is somebody that I lost a long time ago. The old version of me was super torn up about this individual. Her name was Mina. So that in itself, and I just got the puzzle piece that popped up. Confirmation. Hold on. There we go. Puzzle piece. It fits. We fit. You just met confirmation. You just met somebody named Mina last week. Sounds like that individual is meant to be a part of your experience to where they're going to assist in your elevation. They're going to add to your life, and it's a connection that was meant to be made. We're making these connections in the now. Exactly, like a glove. Thank you, Ebony. Thank you for pouring into me, and know that you're going to receive it back infinitely in all the ways that God deems necessary for this elevated experience that your soul has ascended into. Allow your vessel to catch up as we are in a new timeline. We are meant to... You found your soulmate? Congratulations, the Empress. Oh my God, we're in it, bro. We're in it. This is it. Congratulations, the Empress. I'm so happy for us. Look at you, Galactic Golden Nuggies. We meeting the people we supposed to be meeting. This means I need to get the fuck out the house. I need to get the fuck out the house. There were some new people at the gym. Maybe I need to say hi. I tend to wear my, like, intimidating face to the gym. I tend to look like this. Because I'm trying to get a workout and I'm not trying to flirt. But listen, I need to get out the house. I need to get out the house, go meet some people. Because the only time I go out is to the gym and to get groceries. But maybe I need to actually... And you know what? Adonis be on the strip. He be outside, like, and he lives where I live, and I'm like, motherfucker, because I want to meet him. One of these days, I'm gonna meet him. I think he's gorgeous. If you don't know who Adonis is, he's a pretty man, and he's also a manifestation coach who lives where I live, and he's pretty. Hey, he's really pretty. Like, when I look at what I have scripted for a partner, his qualities, like, align. I'm gonna try. I don't know. That thought kind of spooks me a little bit. But you know what? This is the timeline to, if not connecting to romantic partners, connecting to soul tribe members. Because as you guys know, I am celibate, so I hold no intentions towards being intimate with anybody. I just would like to meet y'all. I would like to meet, more individuals, and I would like to, yeah, that's him. Bjornson, BJ Ornson, that's him. He's so pretty. He really is. He's so pretty. Adonis Bjornson. I hope I'm saying his, he's so pretty.